What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, man. I am back, man. You guys already know what time it is with this individual right here. I don't talk about it. I stay about it. I keep on pulling it up. I pull up day in, day out, man. Whether it's going to be a short little drop, a little video, or just a short in itself. You know, that's still considered a pull up, people, because I had some people contest that I didn't pull up. I pull up day in, day out, even when I'm under the weather. But anyways, people, I got to give a shout out to Mr. Ronnie from the inside out. He gave me recognition, man. Recognition goes a long ways, you know, and it's very appreciative. You know, I really do appreciate that, you know, because that's what I do right here on my fitness program as well. You got to give recognition where recognition is due, you know what I'm saying? Because if you keep on, how should I say, if you keep on pushing at a person and not, you know, giving them their flowers during their process in their journey, they're going to feel like they're failing at what they're trying to do. So it's good to give that person that recognition, you know. It goes a long ways. It reassures that individual to keep on pushing. You feel me? Well, anyways, this is a fitness channel with a twist. Today the twist is I'm going to speak a little bit about the S and Y yards and on the knowledge that I know of and the individuals that landed over there. But first and foremost, I got to give a shout out to my channel members. I really appreciate you guys. We're almost at that 10,000 mark. Once we hit that 10,000, we will start doing lives. And on my lives, everybody is welcome to pull up. I don't care what you come as, how you identify as long as you come with respect and carry yourself as a mature person, hey, you're welcome to pull up. Because on my yarda, like I've said in the past, and I'm going to tell you guys today, there's not going to be tolerance for foul-mouthed people. Let's just put it that way. There's going to be no calientadas, strictly removals. Today, before I go moving on, I am a rambler. I bounce back and forth, baby. That's what I do. You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know. I'm gonna break down a little bit of vitamins and nutrients that are very beneficial for the body, okay? But before we go and do that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on all, share this channel, and if you want to get started in your fitness journey, you know what time it is. Hit me up, High Power Fitness, high_power_fitness_, or you could email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, shoot me a mensaje. I'll get back to you. We'll get on the horn. We'll chop it up. We'll go over your goals on where you want to get to in your fitness journey, and I will help you get to them goals. I will time collapse your fitness journey. Why? Because I have a blueprint to success, people. Come on now. The proof is in the pudding, baby. I'm over half a century old. I've been doing this for a while. I went through the ground and pound. You know what I'm saying? Shorten your journey. Have a comfortable journey. Because I could tell you one thing right now. My journey was, oh my goodness. There were so many swells in that ocean. Got seasick, baby. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, people, yeah. This right here, man, for those people that love to drink sodas, okay? If you're one of them heavy soda drinkers, probiotics are vital. You know what I mean? You need to consume probiotics because diet sodas aren't as good for you as they claim they are. Okay, I'm referring to the diet sodas. So now, people that have problems with bleeding gums and stuff like that, vitamin C is good for that. Coenzyme Q10, that's it's essential if you're on statins. Let's just put it that way. Calcium lactate is beneficial for chronic coughing. You know, potassium, that's essential and often beneficial for salt-sensitive people. You need to have at least 4,700 milligrams a day. Okay, iron is very beneficial for people with low blood pressure and energy, but choose food sources for your iron rather than supplements. Way better for you. You know what I'm saying? TUDCA. Tudka is it's a type of biosalt that is even good for neurological problems. So incorporate that stuff. Let's see. Biotin, that's beneficial for your hair, nails, and skin. So those of you that are worried about getting old, hey, incorporate that stuff. As far as myself, I don't give a fuck, man. Let my gray hairs show, pop up. I don't care. That's part of life, baby. You see what I'm saying? It's like a blessing in itself just to go through them courses of life, you know, because you were given a gift to experience them many changes in life. And everybody's going to go through them. But there's no point in cutting it shorter than you have to, people. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's very important to invest in your health. So, anyways, with that being said, people, let's get you going on becoming that best version of yourself. Age is just a number. I have a team member that set the standards high for a lot of people. There's no excuse. He's over 60 years old. He's, I believe, he's the oldest team member on my team, Mr. Jesse. Proud of you, G. He's blind. He's blind, and within his 3-month program, he was able to drop down 50 pounds. And now we're taking it to the next level. We're going to get this individual down where he gets his stomach defined. And that's to bring me to my last team member that I gave credit to. Bobby G, baby. He actually has a pretty big podcasting on YouTube. He's got like over 300,000 subscribers. He's part of my team, Bobby G. He came in. He tapped in with me when I was coming back from Vegas. As a matter of fact, he tapped in with me, and he wanted to break them limited beliefs. Why? Because he's up there in age. He's not as old as me. I think he's maybe a few years younger than me. But he wanted to get that stomach that looks attractive to others. You know what I'm saying? And let's keep it real, man. Anybody that has a chiseled stomach, that shit's very attractive. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to get the motherfucking haters out there. Shit, fuck that. He's nothing but skin and bones. That motherfucker got a nice chiseled stomach. He could get in any type of gear he wants to wear, too. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to squeeze in his pants or lay down on the bed and hold their stomach in to get them buttoned up. I'm just keeping it real, people. You know, that's what I do here. And I ramble on a whole lot. Well, anyways, my boy right there, he broke his limited beliefs. I helped him, and we time collapsed his journey. His 3 months aren't even up yet. His stomach is starting to get defined. You can see his 4-pack already showing. Now we're going to get him to that next level because he wants a 6-pack. And there is levels to this. And this is to the individual that shot me a question. Anybody that shoots my questions on my Q&As, keep in mind, I'm in bed by 8 o'clock. So if your questions don't come in or if they come in after that, I may not ever get to see them because I post my Q&As up early in the morning. You know, and those Q&As are time sensitive. Once it reaches the 24 hours, it removes it from my Instagram. One last shout out to my team member, Esmeralda. She came in when she signed up. She actually got in contact with me after when I was on Lucky Sun Zoo's podcast. Yes, I was on Hoodstocks. And we all know ain't nobody that has bad paperwork is going on my boy Lucky Sun Zoo's podcast. He does background checks, straight up. So all you motherfuckers try to put a jacket on me, don't mind. It ain't ever gonna happen. Jacket ain't gonna fit, baby. I ain't bragging or boasting about the life that I've once lived, you know what I mean? Because there's nothing to brag about. The life that I live today is something to brag about. Today I help change people's lives. And yes, I ramble on a lot, huh? And you know what? I'm gonna bring this to an end. I gotta tip my hat one last time, or again, well, not last time, to my team member Esmeralda. She's fucking killing it, man. She's got an amazing results. She thought she couldn't, and she works in the medical field too. And I helped her, you know, get to where she needed to be at, and she runs it in, day out. No excuses. Well, anyways, now with that being said, people, let's move to the S&Y yard, man, because what do I think about the S&Y yards? Well, coming from where I come from, When you step foot into that yard, you're no good no matter what the charge is. Now you got to keep in mind, a lot of people are over there for different reasons. In my eyes, not everybody over there is a piece of shit. Doing time behind them walls, man, can be grimy. There's this thing that they call pencil whipping, what you keyboard warriors call keyboard striking. This is the new form of pencil whipping right here. The way you keyboard warriors, you fucking trollos try to smut people up here on social media. Well, back in my day, it was, it's called pencil whipping, and they still call it pencil whipping. So there's a lot of people that were shot to that other side that decided to take that route because their life was at danger. I could say here all day in, day out that I wouldn't have ran that way. You know what I mean? And I still believe I wouldn't. But at the end of the day, you really don't know unless you were put in that position. Unless the pressure was on you. You know what I'm saying? Unless you were in that line of fire. I mean, we could all talk a good talk, you know what I mean? But can you really walk the walk when the time comes, when the war breaks out? And that's to bring me to two individuals, too, that like to do a lot of this. And that's all they're about. Because I've been in wars, especially in that county jail. These motherfuckers that used to like to wolf and talk loud, they weren't about it. Them motherfuckers were nowhere to be found in that front line. Me, as an individual, I did what I had to do. You know what I mean? It was part of the life, going through that system. Well, anyways, yes, I rambled on a lot. Do I think everybody over there in that SNY yard are piece of shits? No, because to me, I see a piece of shit is somebody that has one of those bad jackets, something that has to do with violating women, children, of that nature. Those are piece of shits, okay? An individual that got pencil whipped and just got scared for his life and wanted to go home to his family, yeah, he's no good. But in my eyes, he's not a piece of shit. You know what I mean? He just got dealt a bad hand. Now you got the other individuals that landed in jail and landed with, let's just give you an example. They send people to the joint for DUIs. You get a little old man, they break him off with fucking 36 months or something. He may fear for his life and decide to go the other way. Why? Because he has no clecha. No one's laced him up on the way the get down is. So naturally, he's going to go where he feels safe. Does that make him a piece of shit? Absolutely not. There's so many different reasons why people are over there, and everyone has their reason why they went that way. At the end of the day, we could pose judgment on people, but we really shouldn't. Unless you really were dealing one-on-one with that individual that went that route, and you know the inside scoop of why he went that route. No, I'm not condoning people rolling up. No, I will never do that. Because what is right and what is wrong is wrong. And like I said, every individual that is over there has a story to tell. Now you got to keep in mind, from what I hear, the majority of them people in that SNY yard now have started their own cliques. I'm familiar with a couple names. I'm not going to put them out here because it's none of my business. It doesn't pertain to my life. Now you got to keep in mind, them individuals have a whole way of living life in there. There's nothing, I should say, structured the way it would be on GP. We have rules and guidelines that we have to follow by. These individuals are already on that other side. They really don't have to answer to nobody. I know they're creating their own path now, from what I hear, because they do have different factions in there. How should I say? SNY gangs. And I can't say, I'm not going to label it as a 50-50 yard, this and that, because I'm not familiar with that shit. The only thing that I've been put up on a little bit about that 50-50 yard is what Mr. Dub spoke about the other day. He explained what a 50-50 yard is, which I still don't quite understand that, because from my understanding, a 50-50 yard is somebody that's being shared and was I don't know. I thought it was designated by the administration that they built these, giving people conditions if they really want to go home, that they have to go over there and learn to live with the people that are already residents over there. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? So because from what I know, CDC, they play chess. You know what I mean? They're not going to give you nothing for nothing. They're not going to give you something for nothing. They want something in exchange. So depending on how bad you want your freedom, you know what I mean? And this is to bring me to Mr. Ronnie as well. Mr. Ronnie went over there, he landed on that 50-50 yard, and decided to run his program. He wasn't following anybody's orders. He did what he needed to do. Why? Because his wife gave him an ultimatum. You know what I mean? About loving him, about loving her. Because if you really love your fucking family, man, you're going to do what you need to do to get out. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You could go over there. I'm just speaking, just being, how would you say, I'm stuck on my word, what I need to say right there, but I'm going to keep it like this. I'm going to keep it real and 100%, man. You could go over there and act like them people don't exist. That's what I believe. Theoretically, you could go and run your own program. Doesn't mean you have to go mingle with people. It's kind of like when you're on GP. You don't have to mingle with all the homies that are all Southsiders. Because believe it or not, there's some scandalous motherfuckers too, you know what I mean? And they come from all walks of life. And I'm not just saying the homies, they come from all cars. Every car has their snakes, fakes, and frauds, you know what I mean? So that doesn't mean that you're obligated to go kick it with them. So an individual that has been down for X amount of years and is given that opportunity to go home to his family, but one of the conditions were to go over there and coexist with the people that are no good. I mean, I'm going to just say hypothetically, if I were put in that position, I say that I would get off on somebody. But then too, I've never been a lifer. If someone that has a life sentence is given an opportunity to get out, why wouldn't he want to go over there and just turn his shoulder and program by himself or with whoever's programming that isn't no good, and not ask questions and not give a fuck where you come from? Especially when you created family behind them walls. One of my kids were created behind them walls on a family visit. Am I going to steal from my son and put my life at risk where I'm going to be doing all day and never come home to him? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I would want to go home and raise him. There's nothing better than having that father at home, not behind the walls. Come on. It's a no-brainer. Well, anyways, people, this is a very touchy subject right here, man. So I'm going to lay off of it. But like I said, SNY has changed. They have so many different yards, and I ain't trying to fucking update my software on any of that stuff. I will never co-sign shit that is wrong. That's just, I'm not going to, because what is right and what is wrong is wrong. We knew what we signed up for, to be that Mashika, run it in. But at the end of the day, if you've never been put in any of them person's shoes, you really don't know what you would do. We could say we would do a lot of things. It is what it is. Well, anyways, people, with that being said, man, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on all. 10,000 subscribers, I will start doing lives, and on my lives, my motherfucking YouTube yada is going to become activo. Why? Because everybody's welcome to pull up, baby. And if you want to get started in your fitness journey to get them results, oh, geez, got them, baby. Shee. Come on now. Proof is in the pudding, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me that DM or email me at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com. Now get up and get yours. Let's do this.